Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start with a new chapter, and the name of the chapter is electricity. So by now you have read about electricity in your very primary classes as well as in middle classes. So in this class 10 we are going to deal it in detail. So first of all, let me ask you, what is electricity? How to define electricity? It is the branch of physics in which the electric charges are studied. Okay, we study the electric charges. So it's a branch of physics in which we study about the electric charges. So this is called electricity. Okay, now what are electric charges? Electric charges, they are the fundamental property of matter which can never be isolated from the matter. Matter, what is matter made up of? It is made up of tiny particles called atoms, as you have learned in previous class 9. So there was a complete chapter on this, and you also learned that atoms are what? They are made up of 3 types of particles, and we call them what? Electrons, protons and neutrons. Okay, so when we talk about charges, we are basically talking about the electrons, the negative charge and the positive charge. Okay, so on atom there are, or we say, if we talk about matter, then charges, electric charge is of 2 types. What are they? Positive charge and negative charge. How many types of charges are there? 2 types, positive charge and negative charge. Now if we define positive and negative charge, then what will be the definition? Before that, let us discuss about some experiments that you are studying since your primary classes. See, if you remember, there was an experiment that we used to learn about, that we take a glass rod and we rub it with a silk cloth. Silk cloth. With the help of silk cloth, we are rubbing the glass rod. So what happens? It gets positively charged. The rod becomes positively charged. Same way, on the other hand, we used to discuss about ebonite rod. Ebonite is a type of hard rubber. Okay. When ebonite rod is rubbed with fur or flannel, then what happens? It gains negative charge. Okay. So from where this positive or negative charge is coming? So what do you mean by this? Besides this, if I make you remember or ask you to recall some activities, like you rub a comb in your hair, and then with the help of that or scale, plastic scale, if you are going to bring it this charged comb or the scale near bits of paper, then what do you think? Those bits of papers are attracted towards it. Same way, balloon, if you rub the balloon in your hair and then you can stick it on the wall. Why? Because balloon has become charged. Okay, so from where this charge is coming, like we are discussing about all these examples, and glass rod and ebonite rod. So charge, how this positive or negative charge is attained by the objects. So positive charge, what is positive charge? The deficiency of electrons on a body or a particle is known as positive charge. Okay, if there is a deficiency of electrons on a body or a particle, then we say it is positively charged. And what about negative charge? If there is excess of electrons on a body or a particle, then it is known as negative charge. Okay, so positive charge and negative charge. When do we say positive charge? When there is deficiency of electrons on any object or any body, then positive charge. If there is excess of electrons on an object or a body, then we say it is negatively charged. Okay, so this is about the charge. How many types of charge? They are of 2 types. What are they? They are positive charge and negative charge. Now, what is the unit of charge? Unit of charge. Like other physical quantities, charge also has unit. Okay, how to measure charge? So SI unit of charge is coulomb. Okay, Coulomb. B is silent, coulomb. Okay, and it is denoted by capital C. It is denoted by capital C. So what is SI unit of charge? It is like an electron is a very small atomic particle which is carrying a unit negative charge. So the physical the charge which is present on any particular atom is that, what is it? It is measured in coulomb, okay, and denoted by capital C. So 1 coulomb is equal to how many electrons? It is related to 6.25 into 10 raised to power 18 electrons. When do we say that 1 coulomb charge is produced? When 6.25 into 10 raised to power 18 electrons, they are all together, then we say 1 coulomb charge is produced. So how to define 1 coulomb? Very, very important. Define 1 coulomb. Okay. So a body is said to have 1 coulomb of charge if it has an excess or deficit of 6.25 into 10 raised to power 18 electrons. So I am writing here, define 1 coulomb. A body is said to have 1 coulomb of charge if 1 coulomb of charge if it has an excess, or excess means they are so much in number on it, or deficit means deficiency, or deficit of how many? Of 6.25 into 10 raised to power 18 electrons on it. Means either this number of electrons is on the body or is deficient in the body. Okay, either 6.25 into 10 raised to power 18 electrons are present on the body, or they are less in number. This much number is less of electrons. So we say that 1 coulomb charge is there. Okay, so charge, now from here what we can find out? It's very important, you have to learn it. I am writing here, very important. It can be asked in exam. Define 1 coulomb charge. Okay, so when do you say that 1 coulomb charge is there? If an object, if a body has an excess or deficit of 6.25 into 10 raised to power 18 electrons on it. Okay, then we say 1 coulomb charge is present. Now if I ask you, find out charge on 1 electron. See, 1 coulomb is made up of this many electrons, but how much charge is present on 1 electron? Okay, so charge on which, what we are talking about? Charge on 1 electron. 1 electron. Okay, so how to calculate it? See, 6.25 into 10 raised to power 18, they represent, these electrons represent 1 coulomb, is equal electrons, they represent 1 coulomb. Okay, now 1 electron has, how we will write it now? It will be 1 upon 6.25 into 10 raised to power 18. Okay, it will become this way. So if we calculate it, it becomes this much coulomb. So if we calculate it, what will be the value that we are going to get? It will be 0.16 into 10 raised to power 18. Okay, minus 18 coulomb. So to convert it into standard form, what we will do? we are going to skip this decimal here. Okay, the decimal is going to move towards the right. So what we will do, we are going to add minus 1 to minus 18. So it will become, to convert it into standard form, 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. So this is the answer. Okay, so charge on one electron is equal to charge on one electron is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. So this you need to remember. Okay, in numericals etc. it can be asked. So what is the charge on one electron? So it is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the electric current. Okay, electric current. See, our electrical appliances, they run when electric current is flowing through it. Okay. So how to define this electric current? How do we come to know that what is the definition of electric current? Okay, so electric current is the next concept that we are going to discuss. Electric current. How to define it? The flow of charge through a conductor is called the electric current. Okay, per unit time. Flow of charge per unit time through a conductor is called electric current. Okay, so write down electric current. What is it? The flow of charge per unit time through the conductor is called electric current. Now how it is represented? Electric current is represented by capital I, or if we write it like this, electric current is equal to flow of charge or electric charge upon time. Okay, this is how, according to the definition, how we can write electric current is equal to electric charge upon time. Okay, now in the symbolic form, electric current is always represented by capital I is equal to, and charge is represented by Q upon T. Okay, so it is how to define the electric current. Electric current is charge per unit time. This is called electric current, and electric current is denoted by symbol I, charge by Q, time by small t, not capital T. Okay, capital T is time period. So terminology will change and everything will go wrong. So you have to take small t. Time taken is always denoted by small t. Okay, now comes unit of electric current. Unit of electric current. Electric current. What is the unit? Like we measured charge in coulombs. Same way, what is the unit of current? It is amperes. Ampere. A-M-P-E-R-E, denoted by capital A. Okay, the unit of electric current is measured in amperes. A-M-P-E-R-E, and it is denoted by capital A. Okay, now here again one important definition. Define, I am writing here, define 1 ampere. Very, very important. Okay, define 1 ampere. When do we say that 1 ampere current is flowing through a conductor? Okay, so for this you can take help of this. when do we say that 1 ampere of current is flowing through a conductor? If 1 coulomb of charge is flowing through a conductor in 1 second. Okay, again, if 1 coulomb of charge is flowing through a conductor per second or in 1 second, then we say that 1 ampere of current is flowing through the conductor. Okay, so how can it be defined? Let us write it. The current through a point is 1 ampere, is 1 ampere if 1 coulomb, C-O-U-L-O-M-B, coulomb, always remember B is silent, coulomb charge is flowing, charge flows through that point in a second. Per second. Okay. Then we say that 1 ampere current is produced. So how to show it? It is always denoted like this. 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb, C-O-U-L-O-M-B, upon 1 second. Okay, so or we can say coulomb per second. Is it clear? So this is how we define 1 ampere. Again, let us see. Current flowing through a point is 1 ampere if 1 coulomb charge flows through that point per second. In every second, 1 coulomb charge is flowing through that point. Then we say that 1 ampere current is flowing through the conductor in that particular point. Okay, so this is about the basic concepts that we are going to deal in this chapter. About what? About the electric current, about charges, about electricity, and when do we say that when do we say that 1 ampere of current is flowing through the conductor? So that definition, these definitions are very, very important, like 1 ampere, 1 coulomb. Okay, so these are very important things that you need to remember as basic concept, as well as they can be asked in the exam from this point of view also. Fine. So here I wrap up this chapter for today. We will start with in the next lecture.